No. No. No.
No, I did not.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that. I did not know it was in here.
Deforestation, there's a big campaign right now in Malaysia and in Indonesia. Palm oil is a big cause of it, and so one of the big things that students are doing is like sort of deforestation-free palm oil, to get palm oil, that palm trees that have been grown in areas that are already in agricultural lands, rather than going and clearing forests in those areas.
I don't know.
It honestly doesn't really affect me.
I don't know much about it, and it doesn't really affect me.
I don't really get how it affects me, so.
I mean, it doesn't really affect me personally.
Well, it doesn't really affect Saratoga.
Deforestation is clearing of forests, but there's also concerns about fragmentation of forests, because if you clear forests, it's not just the land that's cleared, it's also the land around it, because you end up with small fragments that can then often have effects of the wind and sun around it, and agricultural chemicals. So it can also, so people are concerned not just about the actual clearing, but the effects on the remaining fragments. Or same thing with wood products, are the wood products being sustainably logged, or is it from sort of plantation forests of pine in the southeastern United States? And so really thinking about the products that you buy and what the impacts of those products are. And that's one thing that people even, in the United States can do, is think about, using less paper, but also other products like different agricultural products that are actually the drivers of deforestation. That we're obviously going to need to produce wood. So there are areas that are grown with plantation trees, and so getting more of the wood sources either from recycled fiber or plantation trees. And so it's looking at different practices and trying to figure out how you can get wood in a more sustainable manner and reduce our consumption, obviously. They've always used wood. The question is, how much have they used and how many people have used it? And one of the biggest problems now is, our population is over 7 billion people, and that's a lot of people to be relying on our forests. I think we're always going to have trees, but the question is, do we go deforest areas that have existing? There's only so much existing forest left. The more you cut, the more carbon you have, so it would exacerbate global warming. They probably have less species as we continue to lose species as forests become fragmented. I mean, there are places where deforestation is still happening really rapidly, like Indonesia. There's other places like Brazil that have actually been successfully temporarily in reducing their deforestation. We're not just deforesting, there's also areas where forest is naturally recovering or it's being restored. To be able to restore forests, the first thing you have to understand is that forests are pretty resilient, and so a lot of them can recover on their own. And so, over time, they've adapted. So there might be hurricanes, there might be other types of disturbances, flooding, and the forests recover on their own. We all need to be worrying about deforestation because of climate and hydrology and linkages between those, and also for conserving species. There's products that we get from those species. Yes, it's an issue that everybody should be concerned about.